Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm presenter for this paper, Zulaipa binti Nusulan, with the co-authors here as stated in the slide, is going to present our research on factors of adoption Sharia governance in the halal hospitality and tourism industry, in specific in our country. Provided here the list for our presentation today: introduction, problem statement, methodology, findings and discussion, conclusions and recommendation. First of all, we go to the introduction part. As we all know, Islamic tourism does not exclusively belong to the Islamic countries, whereby this industry also been offered to the non-Muslim countries. One of the important significance here because of the Muslim demand for the halal, and for the non-Muslim they view that this kind of the industry would offer for the uniqueness that they would like to feel the experience. Therefore, new branding becomes part of the marketing strategy to increase the participation of the tourism stakeholders by acknowledging this halal industry as a niche segment in the hospitality and in the tourism industry. Therefore, a robust Sharia governance is needed to monitor activities accordingly. However, to what extent is the commitment of the tourism stakeholders, especially from the authoritative makers, to ensure the monitoring could be done accordingly, since the research in this area is exhausted. Now we go to the problem statement. Despite global challenge, the Muslim tourism market has demonstrated resilience and robust growth. This after experiencing the downturn due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This sector is now on a promising recovery trajectory. It was reported by Christian Rating Report 2023. It was estimated in 2022 there were 110 million Muslim international visitors, accounting for 12% of all international arrivals. This is considered as a considerable growth, equivalent to nearly 68% of the pre-pandemic levels seen in 2019. The Christian predicted that Muslim travelers' arrivals will rise to 140 million in 2023 and recover to the pre-pandemic levels of 160 million in 2024. Based on this projection, Muslim arrivals will reach 230 million by 2028, with an estimated expenditures of $225 billion. With this has shown that high demand could create because of the emergence of the halal hospitality and tourism industry. The problem trigger is from the perspective of the implementation. This is due to the absence of the clear regulatory framework on Shariah and the proper governance to guide the tour operators. It is crucial to investigate what the cause that leads to the establishment of the Sharia governance in the tourism and hospitality industry. This study adopted qualitative study in nature, whereby the focus is on the document analysis. It involved the data from the hard copy and the soft copy related to the rules and regulation from the federal and also the state policy. The journal article related to the halal hospitality and tourism also been examined by the researchers to look into the cause of the establishments of the Sharia governance. After that, the data that has been collected by, by the researcher is going to be analyzed by using the content analysis. And with that, the finding that considered as reliable is going to be presented in this conference. There are two findings we could share for this conference. The first one is regulatory-based requirement. Second, after this slide, is about the Sharia-based governance. What is the regulatory-based requirement? It refers to the laws or policies, initiative introduced to be applied in the halal hospitality and tourism industry, where if they breach these requirements enacted by the government, they are then going to be liable for certain of the penalties as stated in the rules and regulation. Based on this, we have found that the tourism and hospitality tourism players practice by make a claimant. Their claimant basically based on what the certification they are adopted. By having said this, we have found that MS 1500 becomes a mandatory if they would claim as halal. However, MS 1500 is only applicable for the kitchen or for the outlets like the cafe restaurant if the case is referring to the hotel. The rest, MS 2610, MS 1900 and the rest are only applicable for the certification, and if the precedence of the requirement is only breach the requirements of the certification bodies. This is due to the no laws enacted to protect the claimants that have been made. Due to this matter, different styles and also the practices done or practices by the tour operators and also in the halal hospitality industry. It will lead to the non-standardizations of the practice among the operators. Now we go for the second main findings, which is the Sharia-based governance. For the Sharia-based governance, it refers to the internet initiative conducted and established by the firms or company to realize the mission to obtain the Sharia compliance. Therefore, the top management as an important, crucial organs to ensure that clear initiative and clear direction must be incorporated to oversee every process in Sharia compliance. Added with this, if there is the board of director, so it could help to establish a clear Sharia governance in that company. Not just for the branding or marketing. With having the halal-related attractions, it becomes the added value for the halal hospitality and tourism sectors. Therefore, it is easier to implement the Sharia governance as well. Based on our exploration, voluntary disclosure practice that has been done by the company itself shows in terms of their integrity element in the Sharia governance. It is associated with the promotions and also the branding. With these voluntary certifications as well as explicitly mentioned in this diagram, it becomes a gatekeeper as well to the regulators, to the certification bodies to acknowledge that these premise, these establishments are accordingly following the Sharia requirements. presentation, we can see that there is good support from one to another, especially from the government, to establish a clear rules and regulation to guide the halal players in the tourism and the hospitality to comply with the Shariah requirements by having the Shariah governance framework. For the internal company, the support from the key organs, especially from the board directors, the senior management, to aspire to give a clear directions on how they are going to ensure that all the activities in their company are in accordance with the Sharia principles and its requirements. This is because we cannot deny in terms of the presence of the travelers or the visitors to contribute in the halal hospitality and industry due to the product that we offer towards the halalness. Due to this and integrity, by having a proper Sharia governance is considered as a must.